Does she have a Venmo?
Does she? She should.
She look like she would.
Really?
No, I just said it.
I thought she'd be more of a Beam It person.
Everybody has Beam It though.
That's
I don't, but the point.
Case in point.
Nobody I know has Beam It.
Do you have Beam It?
I have
Yes,
Beam
I do.
It.
You do? Yes.
No, that's not a cool thing. I was indoctrinated.
You what? Okay, thank you. You were indoctrinated
Yeah.
by Beam It.
Yeah.
What?
But yeah, I guess the topic kind of slowly settled on something to do with.
Oh, we just got on live.
Oh,
okay.
It's okay. They missed the entire conversation. Basically, there's.
We'll start again. So welcome to.
Welcome to A Work in Progress on Radio Monash. My name is Rain, and today we have Devine. And
Okay.
woo!
No, let's not become one of those shows that clap
Okay.
at the beginning.
Yeah,
It's
no,
not.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll talk about Bianca. Bianca's not here. She's trying to get an OnlyFans.
Well, not trying to, but we're trying to get her into OnlyFans. Me and Rain over here, we're gonna
be your best customers.
Yeah, well, customers and
or
creators.
Yeah, or pimp.
Come
you know,
on,
like pimp, but like
Okay.
on crack. No,
What?
never mind. Continue.
Is that what?
No. Sorry. Yes.
But yeah, I guess
No, go on.
No. I refuse.
that is kind of where our potential topic for this has gone. But I was thinking, just based off, what the fuck are you doing?
Guys.
What?
Okay, just for the record, Rain just took my shoe off for some reason. This is I feel uncomfortable now.
I love feet.
I just listened to this podcast. Well, I watched the reel, but it was a podcast, and they read this thing. I don't know. Somebody sent in some prompt, and it was literally like this guy was starting to lose his socks in his home. Like he couldn't find his socks, like his gym socks specifically, and he found them in a trash in the trash bag right outside of the house, filled with poop.
What?
And
What?
he lives with his girlfriend, and they don't have pets. And
What?
Wait. So what are we
So
like?
what, like poop and socks? Like, what's the connection?
Did she poop in the socks? Like,
I'm confused. Did she use it to wipe her butt? I'm confused.
Is this safe for the air?
It was related to the shoe stealing. I'm just saying.
No, it wasn't.
It's
It
related.
was fun until you introduced it.
what the? I won't be shitting in the shoe. Trust, guys. Trust.
But I guess that does take us to a more interesting topic of porn and depiction of sex and kinks.
How does
in
that
general.
lead into that?
No, because things like I feel like
kinks, right?
yeah, kinks. Because I feel like most people find their kinks, they explore their kinks through porn, and I guess you can kind of try to draw a line of what is a kink that forms naturally and one that forms from just excessive porn use and exposure, and whether you think it's natural or not. Is it a thing that's like synthetic or natural? Is it possible for something to be synthetic?
Right. What?
Do you think it is
What?
that like excessive porn usage can develop kinks?
Yeah, I think so. I think just repeated exposure to anything can lead to a kink.
Are you speaking from experience?
Yeah, I
Do-
think.
do
I don't
tell.
know. I'm not sure actually.
Do tell what you've
What you found out? What you've come to? Literally.
yeah.
This cannot be safe for the air.
No, we have
literally
listeners now.
do no discrimination, coarse language, discussing good faith.
Is this coarse?
It's not coarse. We are discussing.
Oh yeah, coarse is like the N word.
Or the C word.
Yeah.
We are not using either words.
Yeah. But no, I think I have a history of excessive porn use, and I'm not really sure about the extent of its effects on me. I think it's probably led me to be more open to and like I guess more exploratory of different kinks and like just things in general. I think I do find myself sometimes just like exploring things I'm not even into. Like it's just something that just seems cool like in its depiction, but it's not something that I'd actually kind of do in real life.
It's the first time for everything.
I'd rather not. I think
What have you been watching, dude?
I think I've seen probably like most things that are out there, like excluding like kind of the really gross shit.
That is so vague. There is so much shit that's really gross shit. Also, what's your threshold? Like when we're on this topic, while we're on this topic,
Yeah.
what is someone's threshold to what is considered, gross or like unacceptable?
I think anything to do with poop is like a bit much for me. That's kind of where I draw.
I'm glad you drew the line at
Yeah.
shit. So
No, I just like I don't know. I guess I'd say everything else is on the table. What else is there?
so
really?
blood.
Okay, yeah. See, I didn't think of that. Blood. Blood would be off the table,
Blood?
Okay, thank God.
but like to an extent. No, like I wouldn't like stab someone.
Okay,
No.
okay.
But I think there is an extent to it where it could be cool. Fuck, I don't really know how graphic I can be here.
I mean,
Okay, come on, back me up here.
back you
I
up
feel
on your
judged
on
by,
your
by
blood.
Rain over here. I don't.
I'm not
blood
saying
king.
anything.
Like
right
I'm not
now.
against it. Like I wouldn't actively go out and try.
I feel like at one point, do you know that like that BDSM like questions, that really popular one that everybody does?
Yeah, the
Oh, the
BDSM test.
Yeah,
Yes.
that one.
Have you guys done it?
I'm sure everyone has done it.
Yeah.
We should do it live.
Oh
Do
my
it now?
God. No, wait. What were your results? What were you guys'
I
results?
can't remember. It was a while ago.
I was 100% switch, right? And then dominant, and then submissive.
Yeah, I was that as well. Like, what the fuck is going on?
I also got
Bro.
like rigor and like rope bunny.
Same.
Guys, we've just found the perfect match right here in the studio.
Hey.
I got roped the other day.
You got roped?
What? I got rope the other day.
You
Yeah, I
purchased
bought rope. Yeah.
Oh, you bought rope. I
Yeah.
thought
Yeah.
I heard you said you got
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. I thought the implication was that they were tied up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for reals.
I
was like-
mean.
How's-
I think was that the implication?
What was the implication?
That was not the
That's not okay. What do you think of self tying?
That came out of nowhere, but I
We're
think
talking about rope.
Come out of nowhere.
I think it's out of nowhere. I think that's relevant.
I think the reason why it's so appealing for other people is because the other person has the control. The person that is the rigger.
No, I guess that is the general appeal, but I do know of a lot of people that like to self tie.
You included?
Not really. I feel like I would do it for practice, but I don't really get much out. I feel like I don't really know how to enjoy activities on my own. In general, like just most hobbies, I feel like I usually need like another person present.
Aw, that's so cute.
That's not. No, it's not. The fuck.
Sorry, I ruined the vibes. Okay, keep going.
No. It's just weird. Is it cute? It's
Yes.
I feel like for some people, wanting to have companionship is cute, like Rain. But then other people, like you,
I think it just
do not
feels-
like the idea.
Yeah, I don't like the dependence of it. I think I want to learn to enjoy things on my own. I think it takes a while to learn to enjoy things on your own. Like it's like going out on your with yourself. I think you mentioned that your brother just goes and eats.
Yo, my
Ow.
brother goes to restaurants by himself. Restaurants by himself.
Yeah, so do I.
I can't do
Yeah.
that. I've never done that.
Like I feel like, and it's not. It's not like a discomfort. It's just more of a. I don't really like. I can just eat at home. I don't see the benefit to me of going out. Like I can't see the enjoyment, the pleasure. I
Good
get
food.
out of it.
That's the benefit.
But I can just like order it. Like I can take it and eat it somewhere else. Like why would I stay in the restaurant? You know.
True.
I have a bunch of reasons, but
Do tell.
well, like you could use it as like romanticizing your own life, right? You're like, oh, it's so aesthetic right now. I'm eating hot pot all by myself,
Yeah, fair.
and you don't get like the shame of like people judging you or anything like that. You're just like in your own time with your headphones in, concentrated on your food. Maybe you could bring like a laptop and watch a show while you're eating at the restaurant or something like that. Like you don't have to care what anybody else thinks. You can just be in the environment by yourself.
Yeah.
I think, yeah. I see what you mean. I think I've tried to like go to restaurants by myself and do that with my headphones in. I'm just like, I'd rather just be at home.
I like wearing AirPods instead of headphones when I eat though, because when you wear headphones, you can hear yourself chew and it's just, it's too much.
No, fair enough. Huh. You should try it, Daveen.
I have tried it. I just got bored after a while. Like I was just there, like okay, well, I'm just
I feel like I
eating.
eat way quicker if I'm by myself.
Yeah,
I
like
don't savor my food. I'm just like I gotta leave like right now.
I think it's just more like I don't really have a goal in mind there. I'm just like, yep, I'm eating. Cool.
That's
You
all
know?
it has to be.
I guess yeah. But I think I'm very used to going out in situations where like the intent is to spend time with someone, to feel close to someone, to have a conversation, some kind of thing. And so when I'm just eating on my own, it's like okay, I'm like, there's no real long-term benefit to this. Like I'm not really getting much out of this. Like, you
How
know,
about
like,
when you eat in silence with somebody?
sorry.
How about when you eat in silence with somebody?
It's still doing that activity with someone. It's still, I feel like their presence alone does add to the activity for me personally. But I think that mentality is what's limited me from doing a lot of hobbies on my own because I get bored very easily because this doesn't really involve me. Like I think most things I try to do with someone else. Like I'll ask Kay to come do something with me, or like, I mean, I feel like most of the things we do is just like go hang out because neither of us really have like a hobby.
Yo, the other day someone asked me. I went on a date the other day, and they asked me what my hobby was, and I looked at them and was just like, hang out with my friends. I'm not gonna lie. What do you do in your free time? I really don't have free time, but if I do, I'd probably be hanging out with someone.
I think we could say going for walks because we walk a lot and we walk fast.
That's true, but I don't think we are like, and we are not doing it for like walking. We are just like walking.
Yeah, true. I feel like we never do any of the activities we do for the sake of the activity. We always do it just like we're just hanging out.
I know, which is a big problem.
But I don't think it's necessarily a problem because I think it just goes to show that we really do enjoy our company. Like we're not really there just for the activity.
That's true. Do you have any hobbies, Rain?
Sorry, I was totally zoned out for that.
I know.
Do I have any hobbies? Let's see. Like self-care. Self-care can be a hobby, right?
Yeah.
Oh God.
I think hobbies are self-care. In a way.
I used to do rock climbing, and then I used to
Like-
do gym as well, but then I got banned. Haha.
Is that like not? Will they not reinstate you? Anyway?
They will. It's just that, you know, I just they just banned me. So
Just
I'm
get a subscription.
yeah, I'm going to. I'm going to. All right. I just got to get the job first, then I'll get a gym membership. Trust. And then other stuff. I draw. I paint. I do embroidery.
How do you?
Quite a lot of things.
Damn, that's crazy.
I guess because I'm alone a lot. Haha. Lol.
I think no, because like I feel like I'm alone a lot as well. But like I fill that time with just, I don't really fill it. I just kind of try to get out of it. I don't really like to sit with myself.
So what do you do when you're alone?
I just watch something, or I scroll. It's usually a lot of YouTube, or anime, or essentially I think I just don't really sit with myself in the moment, and I don't really look for something. I think there's a lot of things I could do at home. Like this is the thing that I need to sew. There's like a bunch of things on my to-do list that I just can't really be fucked doing. Like I think I just lost my idea of joy, finding joy in other things.
Oh my God! Wait, Jana's listening.
Jana.
Yeah.
Hi,
Hey,
Jana.
Jana. Shout out to Jana.
Shout out to Jana. Shout out to your brother. Happy birthday.
Yeah.
to
Happy birthday to Paul.
Paul.
Yeah, if you're listening.
Does Paul listen live or?
Sometimes.
Oh, hell yeah.
So happy birthday, Paul. 22. Who else is listening? My friend from uni. Hi, Alex. How are you?
We're just gonna give
What?
Shout outs to everyone.
Stop.
Yeah, hi Alex. We love you, Alex.
So back to OnlyFans.
Oh yeah, where were we? Oh yeah.
Wait.
So, but how do you guys feel about like just in general, just the use of porn, like
I think it is very brain rotty.
brain rotty?
Like, but I can't like, because other people's whole careers depend on other people's addiction to it. So, and there's no shame in doing sex work because, you know, it is what it is.
Would you say it's always addiction though? Because do you not believe in healthy use of porn?
I think you can go out and get the real thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a privilege. That's a privileged position.
Anybody who's listening to this, or anyway.
But also, I think it's more that like
How is it privileged?
I don't think it's a substitute for the real thing. I feel like some people use it as a substitute, but I think it can be its own thing.
I I think there's like a lot of people, I mean like me included, that my porn usage is like a way for me to explore. It was a way for me to explore myself when I was younger. Like my likes and dislikes and like all the other types of stuff.
I guess especially if you're like questioning sexuality or like
Yeah.
not straight, that would be a pretty
Yeah.
outlet.
I mean, not to say that like a lot of porn obviously out there is very like hetero porn, like made for like straight men. But like I think there's like a nice niche community on Tumblr.
You are in Tumblr. You are
Tumblr.
watching the porn on Tumblr.
The golden age of Tumblr was
The golden age of Tumblr
yeah,
was
honestly, yeah, I'm gonna agree with you guys.
guys.
After Tumblr got rid of all their porn, nobody used it anymore.
Twitter is like the closest thing that's
Not
like,
even Twitter is like so.
It's so oversaturated.
you gotta learn how to use it.
I don't know how to use Twitter, but
Yeah.
then see, I didn't need to know how to use Tumblr.
Fair enough.
And-
That's a good point.
And I'm just saying, if Tumblr didn't exist, I don't think I would be gay. Well, that's
That's a big
controversial
stretch,
statement.
dude. Okay, man.
So people listening, if you used Tumblr as a kid, you're now gay.
But also, no, the more controversial point is that basically, the gay was made by Tumblr. It was a
Gay
choice.
was made.
It was. she wasn't born with it.
I'm judging you right now.
Listen, we need to have a week where we talk about the whole notion of being born queer.
Let's do it right now. Why not right now?
Why not right? Cause should we focus on the porn bit or should we deviate?
I think we'll deviate, but I feel like in future episodes, we should probably try to have more structure.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think this is a good flow though.
I
This is
feel
a
like
good
we
one.
should have like meetups before.
We
just to,
probably
like-
should plan.
Yeah, right?
Guys, okay. Let's not talk
No, this is
about-
very planned, guys. Don't worry.
It is very fun. This is why we are flowing into.
But I remember we had this conversation ages ago, actually.
We did. What is your? I would like. What is your view on like the notion of like being born queer? Like because obviously I think a lot of the queer community like we do. Oh my god, I used we anyway. We do. We do like sort of like hang on to the idea that we were born queer or whatever. And it's not something you can change. But yeah.
I think some people are born queer, and that's like unchanged. But I also think that some people become queer through experiences, such as asexual people and like hypersexual people, right? And then also demi people and all that kind of thing. Like I feel like if somebody's gone through such a traumatic bad experience with sex, they're going to become ace, whether they like it or not.
Or hypersexual, which would be the opposite.
Yeah,
sex.
yeah, like it goes in two very different directions.
I think it's very interesting that the hypersexual bit, because I recently actually I can't talk about this on air, like generally. No, but then I accidentally stumbled on this part of Reddit, right, where it was just a lot of like people with a lot of traumatic experiences and how they're like hypersexual and how like you know what they've done in the aftermath. And I feel like that is sort of like a headspace that it's so bizarre to me. I mean, not judging them per se. It's more of like it's so distinct. You know what I mean? Like so different. Like something fundamentally like shifted them, and then they're now this way, and they're now. It's just a lot of things.
Yeah, and it can't be changed, I guess. Even if you do work through the trauma eventually and you do get over it, it doesn't change who you are as you were fundamentally changed.
It's a bit.
It's
But
a bit fucked.
I like that you acknowledge that like experiences shape sexuality as well. I think you said something about being born queer and like experiences shaping queerness, but I think it's also important to recognize that I feel like people are straight because of their experience. Like I feel like I had this point with Kay that we kind of discussed ages ago, which I'm not like really set on, but it's just kind of like a fun idea I like to consider, that everyone is born pan and their experiences shape their what they're comfortable with or what they think they're attracted to. Because I feel like I've been, at least just on the sides of the internet that I've been on, I've seen a lot of people that are questioning or somehow trying to fit their interests in, other genders other than like the opposite gender trying to fit that into some kind of heteronormative view. Like I've seen a lot of men try to rationalize being attracted to men as like they're not like they like women, but like they like to fuck men, but they don't really like to have romantic relationships with men. And that's something I used to identify with as well, like at one point.
Do you not anymore?
Not really. I think I'm more comfortable with saying that I'm bi. Like, yes, I don't think I can see myself dating most men, but I feel like my reluctance to date men is based on my experiences and like my biases towards men.
Right.
Not because of some inherent sexuality that I was like born with or what was like set for me.
So what are your biases?
I think it's just years of experiences with men that were a certain way. I think I assumed that when I think of a man, I think of a very specific set of associations that I think have been enforced throughout my entire life. So they're like very hard baked in. And I think this is the case for most people, where they will kind of be raised at, you know, for years and years exposed to very specific associations with gender and their understanding of gender. Because we say this all the time, gender is a construct, right? If that was truly internalized by people, I don't think this idea of sexuality would be as fixed or like this thing of, oh, we're born with this. I think it would just be more of a like, we're just attracted to people filtered by certain preferences, and those preferences are just like traits that we tie to different genders. But what we're looking for there isn't really the gender per se, but those traits that we believe that gender to have.
Especially if you go into like predominantly queer spaces and like places where people identify with the gender that they're not assigned with at birth, or like trans people, NB people, all that kind of thing. Like their understanding of sexuality is so much more less nuanced, I guess. It's so much more like broad and
filled with doubt. I'm not in a bad way, but it's just like more open to questioning it than, you know, someone who's like very baked in.
Yeah,
like
open to possibility.
Yeah. Sorry, that would be a better word. I said doubt, but yeah, open to possibility.
But yeah, sorry, me say something. But yeah, I think it kind of sometimes feels like an extension of like other prejudices, where like your early associations with specific ideas of gender lead to your assumptions about what you're like and dislike about, you know, certain genders.
It's also how your parents express gender to you. Like your like if you have both parents, like your father's representation of masculinity associated with men or males, and then your mother's association with femininity with females, you know, it's like, or like their lack thereof is your understanding of it.
That's so interesting. I've actually never thought about that, because I feel like oh
my god, Bianca, what the
here.
frig? Hey, baddie.
Sorry, I'm so late.
No, don't worry about it.
Is it cute, you guys? Mood setting?
yeah.
We've just got Bianca here.
Hi.
Hi.
I don't even have a shirt on yet, dude. Just checking.
Anyway, we are currently discussing.
Wait,
We're
let's just
discussing
jump
parents.
the question to you.
Okay.
What is your
What's my problem?
yeah, that.
Yeah, what is your problem?
What is your problem, and what is your thoughts on being born queer?
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting. Like, I guess for me, I don't know if I was always queer. I don't actually know. But also there wasn't like, I mean, my first two schools had like a pretty asexual effect on me. Like,
Oh yeah! Oh my god!
there wasn't many hotties around to like think that kind of stuff. But I definitely think if I like saw like queer media, I probably would have realized that I could have been into people who weren't men a lot sooner, because I only realized that like I only started feeling attraction once I like even really knew it was an option. But I did know it was an option and think I was an ally for a while, so I don't really know.
one of those allies.
But like being born queer should just be so much more normalized. Why do you, I don't know, like the concept of coming out can be very empowering, but it's also so entrenched as if it's necessary because it's like, well, you're not normal anymore, but that's just false because it not only entrenches like sexuality being like automatic heteronormativity, but also informs the gender binary. Like, oh, well, you're born with these genitals, you're most likely going to be this gender and most likely going to like those people. But it's just like, that is not necessary. Like, everyone's entitled to their preferences, but only for your own gender or your own sexuality. You're not allowed to have preferences for like your kids or your peers. But I think people have preferences for like heterosexual, cisgender kids, and they shouldn't be having kids.
Yeah, if you're gonna like try and, I don't know the word for it, like instill all of your insecurities into your kid and like just try to make a better version of yourself based off of all the bad things that have happened in your childhood, then don't have kids because you're just gonna like force all these things onto children.
It's like Build-A-Bear, just like
Yeah.
Listen, that is why I shouldn't have children. I'm telling you.
With your racial preferences.
Yeah, oh my god.
Oh, she mentioned you guys didn't know about that.
No, we only found out last week.
Is this on your like your one note to each other? Your one note mutual diary? Okay.
No shit.
Actually, this is actually the race preference thing is actually connected to this topic. Actually, I can give you my thoughts on it ish in the sense where like in the very beginning, right? In the very beginning of life,
Genesis 1:1.
So when I first, on Tumblr or whatever, I only thought,
very beginning.
listen, I was one of those like, like young gay whatever who's like, I would watch every single show that has like a gay couple in it. Like the only reason why I would like the show was because it
Oh
was
my
gay.
god, me too.
Right? But then a lot of these shows were like very, it was very westernized. It was
And very bad representation of queerness.
that is also true. It was very it was bad representation of queerness. Not all of them. I still like some of them. And then it was also all like very like white, like very like westernized. And then at the time, I was mainly attracted to like actual like white people. So like yeah, that was like a period of my life. And then slowly as I started, socializing more and actually like moving to Australia, I started being more exposed to like other people, not in the media, I feel like more like in real life. Do you know what I mean? So like I start meeting more queer people and I start like talking to more people who are like my race and who are also like queer and stuff like that. And so like I just have like there are two sides in my head where like there's one side where I'm one side of me is like I'm super attracted to like like this specific type of white people, and that's all just stems from like my exposure to media. And when I was a kid, like I just literally watched everything that had gay people in it, so like that was where it stems from. And then there's another part of me that's sort of like after I've been like socialized, right, after that I come out into the real world and start talking to real people, and then this is like I'm more attracted to
So like your newer broader understanding of queerness
Exactly.
compared to your old understanding.
Yes. So that is also where like the filter thing comes in, right? Because I have this sort of weird association with like what race and queerness, intermingle with each other. So it's just, that's not my defense of using it. It's more of like why I'm using it. But yeah, that's sort of that ish kind of trend.
Ish. What a word.
Well, I guess you're just challenging what you were used to seeing. Unless you're filtering just white people.
It's giving racist.
I'm sitting inside, but no, yeah,
For reference, guys, Kay is not white.
Yeah, true. This is important to know.
Yeah, we have a lot of listeners this week, so.
A lot of listeners.
But then I find it so weird that if I was white and I said all this, it would be more problematic that because I'm not white and I said this and it's not as problematic. I feel like that's also something to think about.
No.
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 What do you mean?
Like,
no?
I don't know. There are of course, you can still be xenophobic no matter like what race you're from. But I think that really, like white privilege, or what's it called? Some fancy academic word. Anyway,
preference for whiteness and westernized
I don't know.
stuff.
Like considering white people are so privileged, they have a lot more like a higher platform to already be more racist or like have a greater effect. I feel like
Is that the reason why I'm excused from this?
you're not excused.
I'm so confused.
Do you
know.
think it would extend to if a case where she was excluding specifically like Asian people?
Like
Would that
Asian
be more
people
acceptable?
because you're Asian, or just specifically Asian people?
I mean,
Well, it's-
given that she is Asian,
Yeah,
and
okay.
let's say for some reason she just had some bias against Asian people,
Which was true during a period of my
Yeah.
life.
but like,
Well-
would that make it more acceptable?
Well, I don't know whether acceptability is like. I think the bigger question then is like, why is that? Because it's probably because you might not want to recognize the queerness in yourself or something, or like I don't know, in your community. Maybe your community hasn't like welcomed queerness or something. I feel like it wouldn't actually reflect a genuine preference. I don't know.
It
I feel like
could, right?
it could, but I'd just be asking more questions that aren't about preference. If it was like,
But isn't that connected to preference? If in say that like I am excluding like Asians from my dating pool, and it's because of my inherent biases against my community, wouldn't that be just a preference?
true.
Well,
but
I don't
it's
think
not like
racism is like accepted in. It should be acceptable in any person,
Mm.
regardless of like race or ethnicity or skin color.
True, yeah.
Because I think that racism can also exist as the prejudice against white people, and I know that white people are in a place of like high privilege compared to other skin colors and other races, but there can still be people who are against white people purely because they're white and not because of their actions.
White supremacy is a word I was thinking of.
It took you so long.
It's a bit underwhelming, actually. That was the word.
No, I was expecting that was not
Don't-
academic.
Come on, that's academic.
That is not academic.
Like, you don't know it when you're 13. You're like maybe 15. Anyway, that's true.
15-year-old academics.
I think that more manifests in like more micro social situations. Like maybe you don't want to be friends with someone if they're white because maybe you hold biases from other negative experiences with white people. Just the same how, someone might hold preference against someone who's Asian because I had a negative experience with one person who was incidentally Asian.
I don't know how I feel about that, because it's like, even if you look at my social group, right, predominantly like everybody is like some sort of like Asian or like ethnic, right? And I know I'm talking to Bianca and looking at Bianca right now. But
you have expressed that this is abnormal. You're like, I'm surprised we get along.
yeah, I'm surprised I get along with you. I'm not gonna lie. It's more
Why
of
is
like,
that? Why are you surprised?
He's still not
I
sure.
think I've just always had problems, like troubles talking. I mean, I don't have troubles talking to them, It's just like I have troubles like getting close to them. It's probably the
I thought
better way of
saying
saying.
them just makes us weird.
yeah, this is so much worse.
Like,
Look,
are you
this
using
is
my
really-
pronoun or
this is-
are you talking about the community?
This is making me very uncomfortable. Actually, I kind of want to take off my top,
Okay.
sweating in the inside.
Oh, do it then.
I do want
No.
to back you up on that though, because I feel like I've had a similar experience. Not that like I feel like generally, not to say that I don't get along with I feel like it sounds to say that weird to say that like I don't know. How to
Also,
talk
I'm
to
just
white
saying,
people.
if either of us were white right now, we would be screwed.
Yeah. Oh, actually,
If
would
it
be
was
screwed.
what?
In what way would we be screwed?
Listen,
So
if-
many levels.
If I was right now, right,
Yeah.
and I said that like, well, I don't think I can get along with any of the
Oh, yeah,
brown
that just-
peoples, because it's like, it's not like I don't get along with them. It's like I never feel like I'm getting close to them.
Well, I think what you're really saying is that you don't want to be mates with people who don't understand you, right? It's not really about race, but like there's
but
a
it is.
correlation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's some sort of correlation there. So is that still? I think my point would be, is that still some sort of like inherent like racism, or like inherent? Obviously, it's inherent biases, but
yeah.
what do you think, Bianca?
I don't know. I come from a position of privilege.
Bianca,
No, also, I actually think that. Whoa, that was.
ASMR.
she got so aggressive.
I think that genuinely, I don't know if it's fucked up, but like people often, I hear this, that like some people who don't often have like white friends are still like feel like it's okay to get close to me or whatever, be mates with me. Is it because I'm 1/8 Asian and you can see it in my eyes?
No!
On dating apps!
Bianca, shut the fuck up!
Hey, you're
When
1/8
you meet
Asian?
me, when you met me, you're like, are you a halfie? Like everyone who's Asian, no, okay, not everyone. They really said you're being too loud. Anyway, sometimes people think that I might be more Asian than I am. Like 1/8 doesn't really give me any claim to anything. I have no Asian upbringing, nothing, right?
Right.
But
We're focused on your
people might
1/8.
think that I understand.
Are you implying that
So they
your
let me in.
1/8 Asian gene is sort of like carrying you right now?
Yeah.
It's excusing you from everything.
Yes. Like on dating apps, a lot of Asian people will be like, what's your other half? Winky face. Like that's the opener.
Wait, for real?
Yes.
That is so crazy.
Like I get like the halfy, like what's it called? When someone sexualizes you for something.
fetishization.
Yeah. I get halfy fetishization. I'm not even halfy.
That is
I'm
crazy.
1/8. It's just
Atheist.
because when I
that's your
smile,
only
my
fan.
eyes
That's your
go
only-
small.
Bianca, that's your OnlyFans like kicker. Like,
My OnlyFans.
Yeah, be like, I'm
You
a
think I don't have
halfie.
other traits for OnlyFans?
that could be one of them.
I just gained a lot of weight, so I'm getting a bit more hung. So
Oh my god.
body neutrality, guys. So what were you talking about? Like, what was the theme of the episode?
Wait, I actually do want to go back to a point that Rain brought up, though.
Hello.
Sorry, I'm just... The word hung just...
It just threw us
Why
off
is it
so
because
bad.
you are, Devine?
yes, but still...
Hey yo!
I'm just in this... I've never heard it used in this context, so it's just a wonderful experience. Thank you.
That was, and then
Thank
she
you,
did
Bianca.
the
Yeah, she did.
It's honestly a blessing.
But you said that one thing that can affect people's sexuality and understanding of gender is how their parents present gender to them. And I've never really thought about that because I feel like my understanding of gender is very removed from my parents. Like I feel like I don't see. Well, I was never really close to my dad, so I feel like that's not really like a relevant point. But my mom's kind of presentation of femininity is not what I see or perceive to be what I understand as like a feminine gender. I don't want to say like
epitome.
yeah.
Epitome.
I think that if you grew up with immigrant parents, your understanding of gender is way more broad than theirs.
Yeah. That's
If you
probably
grew
true.
up with what? Sorry.
Immigrant parents.
I think that also makes sense because I feel like I see a lot of people that didn't grow up in immigrant families, that people maybe that grew up here, that they tend to resemble their parents' like presentation of femininity a lot or masculinity a lot more. I think specifically one thing I would refer to is like white Australian men that are mainly like the really sporty. This is based on my experience of high school, but like a lot of the very sporty white Australian men that I met they spoke in a certain way, like in a way that kind of made them come off like in similar ways to like how like a white like older man would sound. Like in fact they all got along with our teachers, our teachers of the same race and same kind of upbringing. And I feel like I don't see the same thing with people of color, where like I feel like there's a very big disconnect between all genders of people of color kids and their parents in terms of how they present themselves and how they talk, and it's a quite a disconnect there, I think.
I can see that. I think so. Like even in my family, there's like my brother definitely was at least like expected, or it would be my dad would love if he was more like him. Like, and in parts of his childhood and teenage years, he was like my dad. Like, you know, you live up to the, you know, my dad played for the VFL for North Melbourne, so now I'm going to play for the VFL for South Melbourne and that kind of thing. And then people might speculate that I'm like my mum in some ways, or like the way that I date reflects ways that my mum dated and stuff like that.
That is
Does it?
crazy.
Oh yes.
Wow.
What? Wait. Can we just unpack that? Wait, how? In what ways? I'm so fascinated
Like-
by that now.
You can reflect on your parents' relationship if like you saw them interacting a lot through your childhood, and then when you start dating, you can reflect on how your standards have been impacted by like what you consider like acceptable from what you've seen, which I think relates to gender, because it's like, oh well, if my mum gives me advice on a guy I'm dating, she'd be like, oh well, men just take longer to learn that because she's been with a man who also takes longer to learn things. And that's her understanding of gender that I took in. I was like, okay, like if I date men, then they just take longer to understand emotional needs and that kind of thing. But that's not necessarily true.
Okay.
So I'm reflecting her in that way.
I see.
I guess that's why like they always say like you grow up to be your parents, because like, or you grow up to be in relationships with
Your parent.
with people with your parents, with your parents, but like in a
Yeah,
different
yeah,
form, like in a
yeah.
different person.
Shout out
Your
Oedipus.
parents manifest.
Oh, shout out Freud.
Why are you smiling like that? I got a question.
Do you reckon you date people that reflect your parents' characteristics?
Definitely not. Definitely not. Definitely not. Way more toxic.
Oh. Okay, I take it back. I take it back.
We all take it back. What is happening?
What about you, Kate?
I don't think.
Yeah, I don't either. Don't
I
worry.
don't think. I don't think. No, I actually had this conversation multiple. I think I've said it to Bianca as well. But like, I've always wanted to be in a relationship where we can just argue.
Yeah, you've
What?
told me that. And
Yeah,
concerning
okay.
amount of time. I think about it every time I'm arguing with someone that I'm dating. I'm like,
Listen, because my parents, actually, every single relationship in my family, right, excluding extended ones like my uncle and my aunt and his wife, or like my grandparents, like it's all been really like they fight, but they become amicable again. Do you know what I mean? So there's always just this tension going on like consistently, and so like
But
when
is it ever like truly resolved, or is it just like not talked about?
see it's that right, but and then so I just want, I feel most comfortable. I would be more comfortable if some of my relationships reflected that. You know, like screaming matches or like just.
Letting it all hang loose.
Yeah, exactly. But then, you know, because I'm an adult, right? And then like I've never really fought with any of my friends before. Like I've never screamed at my friends or raised my voice with my friends. But I feel like I'm so different when I'm at home with my family, who I feel more security with because of that. And so I kind of want that reflected into like some of my relationships that I have outside of my family, which
Like the security of commitment.
the security of being screamed at, and that I guess it is some sort of commitment. So like I would only feel that you are as committed to me in this relationship if you've screamed at me, right? And I've screamed at you, and it's all okay. Whether it's resolved or not, it's another issue, right? But it's just that like tomorrow or like the day after tomorrow, after we have like our like Cold War or whatever, like we can still, you
Like
know,
talk. Yeah.
and still do things for each other.
And not cut each other off. Yeah.
Exactly, which it's very rare.
oh, so maybe you're just looking for like someone with a compatible conflict style. Yes.
Yes, I'm looking for someone with a compatible conflict style.
Yes.
Anybody who wants to fight.
So you're. It sounds like if you like fighting, then maybe you're anxiously attached because you want to deal with it now, so you can get over it and move on. Whereas if you're avoidant attached, if you date someone who's avoidant attached, they're going to shut down the conversation for 2 business days and then get back to you, and you're gonna be like, let's just fight.
I think a bit of both is good. Like, you know, like
I don't know how that works.
you
So
shut
you're
down, but
seeking
you're still
someone
screaming at each other.
securely
Anxious
attached.
avoidant.
She's
That's the
anxious
thing as well.
Yeah.
That's the thing as well.
That's just
Yeah, that would be
oof.
fucked.
Also, I may or may not
Speaking
have
from
done the
experience.
test.
Manic
But-
pixie dream girls.
Oh no, please.
But no. But yeah.
Interesting.
Anybody want to have a fight with me, Daveen?
Yeah, let's go. Let's go right now.
I'm like the complete opposite. I'm terrified of conflict, and so I just get really anxious when conflict arises, and so I try very hard to like dismantle it or like diffuse it as soon as possible.
But it is diffusing it. You scream at each other. That's what you're diffusing.
But in my like, understanding of conflict, that doesn't really like doesn't just diffuse that. Just prolongs it. Like I feel like diffusing it would be just talking rationally, just like saying what I actually feel, not just like yelling it at you.
It's not so much diffusing as like letting it explode, like letting the timer go down and then just letting it explode rather than stopping the timer.
So you want catharsis.
I want catharsis, I guess.
Cathart.
And then, dare I say, post-fight, make up something.
No, that's not that's not necessary. No.
But also sounds like you just want the to be able to, like comfortable enough with someone to be able to yell at them, and it not be like the end of like your friendship.
Exactly. When can I start
Yeah.
yelling at you, Devine?
You
Do give me a timeline.
I feel like you do yell at me. It's just like for like minor things. So it's never like a serious argument. We don't really have serious arguments. It's weird. Something should
Do
happen.
you
You
have
guys
serious
should fully
arguments
just
with
get
your
married
friend?
at this point. Like,
My friends?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, Bianca doesn't have fights with her friends.
I only
She doesn't
have
want to fight
fights
like
with.
I only have fights with her boyfriend.
Yeah. No, and my family, like anyone I have shared responsibility with. I feel like I don't have shared responsibility with my mates right now. Like there's simply no, like I'm not relying on anyone to like get me anywhere or like emotionally support me when I'm in crisis or like we're not doing any projects.
Are you not
that needs-
emotionally leaning on your friends, Bianca?
Yeah, maybe not enough, but like it's not an expectation I have with anyone right now to like protest or like feel like my needs aren't being met because there's no expectation for anyone to meet my needs. Not in a negative way. But like there's nothing to fight about. What am I gonna fight about?
I don't
If you
know.
start chewing weirdly, yeah. I'm gonna get mad.
have a fight about someone chewing weirdly.
Yeah. I have misophonia.
I'm looking forward to that.
It's really gonna get me. I know in Malaysia it's gonna test me.
Chewing weirdly?
Like slurping noises, everything. Like
Yeah, you should not go. Should not be going.
yeah, and like my skin crawls and I get physically uncomfortable. Not by choice.
so I take it you don't watch mukbangs.
No.
No, surely you can desensitize yourself if you just like.
Maybe.
Yeah, exposure therapy.
Yeah, I should.
Exposure therapy
I just
before you
never
go.
want to do it.
Let's
don't
go out
wanna do
tonight.
it.
We'll go hot pot.
Literally, sometimes hot pot with my friends, I'm like, I'm deep breathing. I'm not lying. Or if I notice from last time that someone eats in a way that's frustrating, I'll try to sit like not opposite from them.
If anybody who's Bianca's friend realizes that she's been sitting really far away from you, when
know
you
why.
you know why. You
Not
know what you've
personal.
done.
I just don't like human functions, like the noises of human functions. It's so upsetting. Like if I hear someone peeing, it's over.
Okay, just the sound of like water. Like just think of like water.
Wait, but
Like,
then
Yes,
what
dripping
if
I hate
everywhere.
it. Like the sound of someone pouring, like refilling the cup of water at a cafe.
Yeah.
I'm literally like,
Okay,
stop.
stop. I need to know this. Sex noises. Like
That's fine.
what?
What
It's
the
fine.
fuck? No, but like
That's
the
like the
sounds,
most
like
human
the other
noise.
sounds, like the.
That's appropriate.
But slumping noise isn't. But slumping noise when sucking on a dick.
Girl, what the f-
No, that's a good point though.
you just don't want to suck dick. It's okay.
No, but
That's not even my point.
so it's just overridden.
What do you mean? No,
Like,
it just doesn't exist.
Your
'cause
response to it.
I'm enjoying myself.
So
What
So-
are you doing when you're eating?
yeah.
Well, I'm not necessarily eating if they're making this noise.
So if you let's say you just start enjoying your food, would that
It's
kind of
not
the
rational.
like
Nah.
reflex reduce?
No.
Just think you're sucking. Think that you're sucking dick.
No, that's the thing. It's gross. It's just the wrong cue. Why you gotta be slappy
No, I'm just
with
thinking
it?
it would solve the problem of like you're like physically you know
Because
being
you can't
uncomfortable.
stop noises in sex, but you can just stop making noise when you eat.
So is it the fact that it's voluntary that bothers you?
I disagree with the
know.
fact that that's voluntary.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, anyone else got any funny phobias? No.
Commitment.
Can't relate.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, kind of commitment issues. Or scared of it, I guess.
Yeah, that's
That's what.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
You got
yeah,
it.
yeah. Because it's like when you have like the thought just left my head. okay, when you have like a disagreement with someone, I'm afraid to confront them. Like confront them and then have the possibility of losing them, so I just end up cutting them off.
So you lose them anyway. Though.
That's
yeah,
anxious
exactly. But
avoidance.
it's like my own.
Also, you have in control.
Yeah.
Ah.
Out of my own volition. Yeah.
I like that approach.
But you like fighting.
Yeah, but then if they're not gonna give me a fight,
I'm gonna cut them off.
no,
So
but
naughty.
like, imagine this, right? If nobody's your family and nobody's tied to you, right? And like you want to have a fight with them, but you know that like this fight, they're just gonna think you're irrational anyway. So it's gonna end. So why don't you cut it off yourself on your own terms, you know? And you leave knowing that they don't think you're irrational.
Boss bitch.
I guess the interesting side point would be that, like, for Kay, arguing with her might actually preserve your friendship, because you're actually like giving her what she wants, and you're kind of reciprocating this idea that you're comfortable enough to yell at her, and so that might actually help prolong the friendship. Whereas with some people, it might like, for you might feel like it's gonna destroy the friendship. Rain. So I said you, but like I should say that I'm just referring to Rain.
I have this friend who called me out twice. People usually wouldn't call you out like that. I forgot what she said exactly, but I remember feeling embarrassed, but also glad she called me out, and we're now besties.
Oh,
No,
slay.
before
Oh, yeah.
that, I was really like, I'm on the fence with like where we're at the relationship, at our friendship. But then like, yeah, just twice, like she called me out when I did something really stupid. Like just flat out just said that would, like, I think she said something about like, oh, you know, just keep quiet or something when we were in some space. And nobody would actually do that, you know, people would just like laugh or just, you know, joke around with you. But like, she just full on like was really strict about it and called me out on it. And then
Maybe you value honesty,
love
And-
her for that.
like feedback. Like you just want someone to give you feedback so you can grow.
Oh, I love that too. When people are like straight up to my face. Just, I would prefer you be a
I don't like
bitch than like
You don't
be
like
nice.
I don't know.
Bianca doesn't like it.
I don't know.
You don't like
Do
it
I?
if people are really honest with you?
I don't know if anyone has ever been really honest with me.
Bianca, we
My
are really
mom.
honest with you.
My mom's honest with me.
She went, my mom.
Are you honest with me? When are you honest with me? Yeah, okay, yeah, people are honest with me. I just ignore them. I listen genuinely, and then I go home and keep doing my shit. Like I don't change.
Yeah,
Oops.
Bianca, I just think
I'm
you
so
don't
stubborn.
take our advice into consideration.
Noted.
She's not gonna take that either.
2 weeks later, she'll come back.
We'll have the exact same conversation.
Literally.
It's just like Ki-hoon.
Well,
Nothing.
I have a book recommendation. Y'all should read All About Love by Bell Hooks if you haven't.
What's it about?
Um,
About love? Yeah. Okay.
well,
Oh,
it's actually, she was like a feminist scholar, and I think she had like a marriage or two, and
Marriage all too.
I don't know. I think she like passed away single or something. But it's like a really good book because it explores all these different themes in love and relationships and connection. Not necessarily always romantic relationships. A lot of like platonic, family, community, self-love, without being like, I don't know, like you should go for a walk and like give yourself positive affirmations that you look good today. Like I don't know. It's just she writes meaningfully and succinctly, and it's just good to read like a chapter
I'm
that you
hooked.
need.
I'm hooked. I want to read it now.
It's really good. It's really good. Noted.
Noted.
No, dude. I've
Just write it down.
I've recently discovered a whole new genre of books.
Mhm.
Well, it's not actually an official genre. It's just what I think about it in my head. But it's just like feminist or like queer rewritings of like classic stories.
Oh, fun.
I love those. Everybody should read one or two.
Oh, we should go to the Matheson and look through the feminist section. I love the Matheson library.
that sounds like a date idea.
Are you asking me out, Bianca?
I don't know.
She looked straight at me and said that, and I was like, Bianca.
I don't know.
That's how you ask every single gay person out. Would you like to go to the gay?
That would be a good like a hinge prompt, you know?
Oh, true.
Oh my-
Fuck.
that's so good. Davine.
And it's open till 2
No,
a.m.
if
now.
I did that, would be weird. Wait, really?
Huh?
2
Yeah,
a.m.?
I'm pretty sure.
Hell yeah.
Feminist section.
It'd be weird if I did that on Hinge.
Yes, you can do it on
You
your
could
head.
do that.
No, the
No,
chicks
I
who
feel
swipe
like-
on you would be like, either he's bi
No,
or
it
he's
just sounds like
tryhard.
no, it just sounds performative.
Yeah.
I feel like
No, I don't know. But like reading real books, like why are paying the fees to not take their books? You know, if you bring one home and no one ever requests it, you can keep it for a year.
I have a lot of library books that I've taken and not given back.
I took one to the Netherlands for 9 months.
Did you give it back?
They did start finding me.
Oh shit, was it a lot?
No,
Okay.
How much was it?
I don't know. I haven't borrowed another book since, so I haven't found out.
Oh, so you haven't paid it back.
It was really
This
good.
is gonna be why you didn't renew your contract at Monash.
Hey, it's like over anyway. There's nothing for me to do.
Oh.
Graduations.
What
Everyone's
do you
graduated.
do there, by the way?
Multiple things. Like in which job? In Access Monash, I help other mentors plan sessions with their mentees. That's it. Yeah,
Good
I
job.
like it.
It's a good job.
A lot of mentees are very excited
Mm,
and very happy.
I beg to differ. A lot of them are. You're encouraging them to not be jaded about higher education in general. So I don't know if I'm welcomed or not. Though one student was really keen to speak to me. He asked me about IR, and I started explaining the difference between international studies and international relations. And he told me, he's like, I don't need you to tell me. Like, this is great. Like this kid's been on Google already. That's cool. Like some of them just don't. Anyway, it's not necessary to speak about.
I think we have to go.
Cool.
Maybe.
Thanks for tuning
Potentially.
in to Radio Monash, a work in progress.
Okay, bye.